Well, coming out of that top prospect tournament, you soon thereafter you went in and into a tag team with Silas Young.
Yep. So Silas and I are both from Wisconsin. He actually trained about an hour and a half north of where I'm from. And he, throughout all of our days in the Indies and stuff like that, we always were on the same show, but we only tagged with each other once. Every other time we either wrestled each other or we were just on the same show.
Right.
And then we were it was July of 2015, we were in Minnesota. And War Machine, I think they're now the Viking Raiders, they needed a tag team to wrestle that night. So the office came to us and said, hey, we figured we'd put you and Silas together. You're both from Wisconsin. You're both heels.
Now that was it.
Let's see what happens.
Like Super Card of Honor, didn't you? Super Card of Honor 10. Didn't you? It was the tag team titles were on the line against War Machine.
Yep, that's what comes of it. So this first time we wrestled was just a house show, and they just put us together just to see what happens, and it was lightning in a bottle. Silas and I had chemistry as a tag team, and then we had great chemistry with War Machine, where we got through the curtain, and right away they had booked a feud with us and War Machine that was going to be put on TV that would culminate at Supercard.
Right.
And it was, that's basically, I always say that's what got my job with Ring of Honor was that feud, because it was so good. And I remember that Supercard. That was my first time in Texas. I believe that was Dallas, Texas.
Right.
And they had the 2-day event, and we were in the 8-man the first day in the tag title match. That was my first time going for a title in Ring of Honor. It was against guys that I'd grown to respect. We had wrestled, numerous times at that point in time just because of this feud. And it was my first Supercard. So it was my first WrestleMania weekend experience. And it was great because it's true pure wrestling fans and one of the largest crowds I got to wrestle in front of at the time. And it went so good. And it was kind of like the cherry on top of this feud that we've been brewing for the past couple months. You know what I mean? Close to a year we were with them.
Right.
And it felt great. It felt amazing.
So I also wanted to ask you, at Ring of Honor, you get an opportunity to work with a lot of great minds. You got, of course, you've got Bully and Jay Lethal, and the list goes on of the guys behind the scenes there, as well as in front of the camera that you get to work with time in the business to pull from. What's that like working with some of those guys? Tommy Dreamer, anybody who comes around there, it's got to be amazing.
It's so amazing, and I'm a student. You always hear the phrase "student of the game," but I truly am. And not only that, I consider myself a wrestling history buff. My wife always makes fun of me because if somebody's thinking of something that happened in wrestling history, she asks me, and I can, oh yeah, I remember this. But then if you ask me my oldest birthday, I can't remember. Something like that. So what I love is now for Bully, you mentioned Bully. He's a guy that I go to a lot for a lot of advice because I'm in a tag team right now, and when you think of Bully Ray, he was part of one of the most successful tag teams in history.
Right.
So I go to him a lot, and I've had a lot of. What I like about him is when he critiques you, he just doesn't tell you everything positive that you did.
Right.
You know what I mean? He will tell you the negatives, and I like that because that makes me a better wrestler. But then I also like it too because, for instance, if we're in the ECW arena, I can ask him, hey, tell me some stories. What happened here? And he'll just share stories of back in the day. And I love doing that. Jay Lethal, I have a lot of respect for because I got to ride with him. When they turned me babyface, I got to be in a car with him. When Silas and I were going strong, Silas was in a feud with Lethal. So I was always a second for those matches. And then we built it up where Lethal had to go through me to get to Silas. So I got to spend 3 months in the ring with Jay Lethal.
Oh.
And it was literally just keep my mouth shut. Yeah, exactly. And I just let him go, and we'd get done with the match, and we'd be in the, at the hotel or something, and we'd break down the footage of why'd you do this, you should do this. And just in the ring, him telling me stuff, and it was like, man, this is, people pay for this, and I'm getting paid to do this.
Right.
And it's just so great. And then you bring in, we did Madison Square Garden, and we had legends there such as Liger, Haku, I'm trying to think, Suzuki was there, and then the Great Muta. You know what I mean? So what was cool about that experience is we get done with the Battle Royal from Madison Square Garden. We're in the back, and Haku came up to me, and he says, man, you got the best gimmick in the world. I said, why is that? He goes, because you get paid to drink beer and wrestle. I said, yeah, I do. He says, you'd like to have a beer with me and Muta.
Just go, hey, I'm Harley.
And I was like, I was like, would I like to have a beer with you and Muta? Of course I'd like to have a beer with you and Muta. So I was going to go get some. He goes, didn't Harley teach you anything? I said, what? He goes, watch this. He says, young boy. He called the Japanese young boy, said something to him in Japanese. The guy ran off, got his beer, and the next half hour I sat and drank beer with Muta and Ming and just picked their brains about wrestling. And it was great, you know. It reminded me of when Harley was around. I'd go out with Harley and I'd, buy Harley a beer, sit there and just ask him a question and listen and learn.
Right, right.